it's that time again. Another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition we don't see. This is winning season. This is winning season. Either you with us or you against us. You know it's that time again. Another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition we don't see. This is winning season. This is winning season. This is winning season.
Good evening and welcome into Buffalo Wild Wings. It's time for the Uncaged podcast here. We have the track and field team in the building. Round of applause for the team here. Coach Scott Wilkinson alongside me. I'm Dylan Rivera. Happy to have everybody tuning in live and then everybody here in the building, of course. I want to talk a little bit about this season and where you guys are at. You're starting to turn that corner into regionals and into state tournament play. So obviously you guys want to make the state tournament. That starts with regionals. But first you guys have a meet on Friday, which is going to be a little different. You're going to be doing it in the evening with the lights on. So talk to me a little bit about that. Where was the idea for that one, and how excited are you for it?
This year the scheduling worked out where our conference meet and our regional meet, there was this gap, this 1 week gap, and actually it was Coach Partridge. He said, hey, why do we not have a twilight meet under the lights? That way, you know, we kind of have that filler there between the regional meet in case another kid needs to get a meet in or we need to get a look at another kid. And we think it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah,
I think it'll be a really unique atmosphere to have the lights out there. And a few handful of teams coming in as well, so it'll be a lot of good competition. A little bit of a preview of what's to come as well. But you guys have seen so many teams already and seen so many different tournaments already. Talk to me about where you guys are at right now and just what you've seen from your team up to this point.
We try to set a schedule up where, you know, we compete on this side of the state as well as the west side of the state to kind of, that way we can see the matchups with all the teams and get a chance to run different relays and different people in those relays so we can kind of see where we're at. The big thing for us on the girls' side and the boys' side is just to stay healthy. If we can stay healthy, kind of do what we've done all year long, I feel really good about us going into a regional and state meet.
I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody here to have their hands ready for applause because this is the #1 team in the state in boys track. This is the #1 team in the state in girls track. So that's definitely worth a round of applause as they continue to make their charge toward playoffs. But with that in mind, how do you try to keep the team in the right mindset? Because it's easy to say, okay, we're #1, we're coasting, we're able to get there, but you've still got to go out and perform.
Yeah, you know, for example, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yesterday we roll out for practice and just didn't have a good warm-up, you know, for whatever reason. Yeah. So today, you know, at our team meeting, it's like, hey, the job's not done. We don't want to get to this point and be satisfied and not cross the finish line. So it's keeping their head in the game, keeping them locked in, you know, for the next 2.5 weeks. And these kids are pretty competitive. There's still a lot of them that are competing for relay spots, you know, being top 3 in an event and things like that, because the team is so tough. Mm-hmm. So, you know, just trying to be creative and keep them locked in every day and working hard, and the big thing is them taking care of their bodies. Mm-hmm. You know, but they've done a good job of it this year.
Did you see the potential for this to be a #1 team in the state on both sides when you got started this year?
On the boys' side, I knew across the board we were pretty loaded in all events. And I knew that we had a good core group coming back from that state runner-up team. On the girls' side, I knew that the potential was there, but the girls have just come together.
Yeah.
You know, like the relays have meshed. Our hurdlers and field event people have been phenomenal. I knew that the girls had a chance to get there, and they're there. You know, the boys, we were kind of expecting that to happen. But in a lot of ways, I think both teams kind of feed off each other.
Yeah.
You know, which is cool. It's unique that your boys team and your girls team are both number one in the state, and they've done a great job each week, staying motivating each other. So we're pleased with where we're at.
Well, you and I had a conversation previously about knowing that you have a target on your
Yes.
back, and knowing that at this point just about any team would like to see anybody else win besides BA. So how does that motivate this team going into every single tournament, knowing that they're the team to beat?
Yeah, we had a conversation the other day, and it's like anything else. You know, when you see a team go on a run where they win 3 or 4 championships in a row or this or that, everybody's kind of looking at it, rooting for someone to knock them off. So I kind of had that conversation with our kids. Hey, these other schools would love nothing more than one of you guys not win this thing.
Yep.
So everybody in this room, stick together, work hard, believe in yourself, and we can accomplish this.
So I think going back to your point of how connected this team is, I think that certainly goes a long way as well. Obviously, Broken Arrow's boys team and girls teams, they're separate, but they're connected
Yes.
in a way. So how much do you see just the positivity radiating out of that locker room, and just the feel inside your building out there when you guys are heading out to practice or you guys are taking to the buses for an event? How does it feel as a team?
Well, one thing that we did different this year that, I think has worked, every day when the kids get there, we have a team meeting, and it's all the boys and all the girls together in a team meeting.
Okay.
Where we address whatever we need to address, or do motivational talks or whatever it may be. But those kids have been together through that the whole year, and I think it's made a big difference.
Yeah, that's a lot of bodies in one room, too.
Yes, it is.
But you guys are really successful in all facets, like you had said, a really complete team. So I kind of want to go all around the horn and talk about, let's start with like your throwers, what you have there. What impresses you about that group?
Well, on the boys' side, as far as our throwers, we've got Nick Irvine and Christian Cleveland, and Christian signed. He signed today.
Yeah.
But we've got some veterans there that have been around, that have been in the big meets. And Coach Faro does one heck of a job with our throwers.
Yeah.
If you watch Coach Faro, he starts coaching at 145, 150 every day, and he's not done until 5:30, 5:45. And, he gets some kids that start out in football and then trickle down to him when they're through with their workout. So he puts a lot of time in, and that really helps. On the girls' side, Hallie Smith, obviously, tremendous athlete, one of the top throwers in the state, great kid.
Yeah.
And I think she's kind of motivated the rest of those girls to come on. Our throwers have just been outstanding this year.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of turn the corner a little bit. I want to talk about pole vaulting, and I'll loop them in with high jumpers and long jumpers as well. The ones that got to get up over the bars and get some distance on their jumps as well. What about them?
Our long jump and high jump coach, Coach Montgomery, he does a great job with our kids. He jumped in college. We've got some kids there that, on the girls' side, we've got three girl long jumpers, in the top 15 in the state, maybe top 12. And then our high jumpers are really good.
Yeah.
We've got Messiah Owens, who's here. He's jumped over 23 feet in the long jump.
Wow.
Got Tyler Jones, who's here. He's long jumped over 22 feet. So we've got jumpers, and we've got a good core group of jumpers that he does a really good job with. The pole vaulters, I would think they'd probably excel a little bit better if they had a little bit better coach, but they're stuck with me. So I do the best that I can with them. we've got a group that works hard. You know, we've got 3 girls that are ranked up there high in the state. We've got 3 boys that are ranked high, and our I think our field stuff sets us apart from the other teams, because other teams have relays, that sort of thing, but us having the field events kind of separates as far as points.
You guys have really strong relay teams
Yes.
as well. I mean, it's been to the point where you guys are talking about moving pieces around because you've got so many pieces to
Yes.
play with. It's almost like you get to just be in a sandbox and you've got all the different little fun shapes and things you can cut out, and it's just deciding which one is the best way to go for you all. So, number one, are you still deciding on who's going to be running every single tournament, and trying to figure out what the best group is? And number two is, what have you seen from them all year long?
Well, on the girls' side, if you have Victoria Porter on a relay, if you have Peyton Brown on a relay, that's going to end up being a good relay.
Yeah.
And they've pulled a group of girls in with them, and they've done a phenomenal job this year. I mean, just phenomenal. So we feel good in that aspect. Now, some of our longer relays, we're still looking at some different things, what could happen. And then on the guys' end of things, we've got, 3 400-meter runners that are in the top 6 in the state. If you take those guys and move them around, and we have some guys that are working their way back from injury. When they get back and they get 100%, I guess you could probably say on the guys' end, we're still kind of looking and playing with some things. I mean, we've got some options.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Not for a lack of options, just a matter of figuring out what works.
What works, what flows together.
And then as far as you guys have those 400-meter runners, those people running the sprints.
Yes.
How good do you feel there about your team that can just go out and get some points in the shorter races?
Yeah. Well, kind of what I was talking about earlier. Peyton Brown, she's our hurdler.
Mm-hmm.
Both hurdle races, she's ranked really, really high, if not number 1 in both.
Yeah.
And then Victoria Porter is ranked number 1 in the 100 and the 200.
Okay.
So, those two, you plug them in, it kind of changes things a little bit. And then on the guys' side, we've got Samaj Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great sprinter for us. We've got all of our quarter milers. We've got Brody Pitt. We've got Joseph Williams. We've got Kyron Myers. We've got Caden Wolf. All those kids are capable of running really well for us.
Yeah. And then our last thing we'll touch on is the long distance and what Coach Partridge has in his tool shed.
He's got a group that we're putting together for a 4x8, and I don't know how he seems to do this, but every year we kind of have a 4x8 that's kind of on the outside looking in, and then boom, we get to the state track meet, and they end up being on the podium.
Yeah.
So he's kind of working some things out right now and figuring it all out, but we'll be there when the time's right.
They just like the bright lights.
Oh,
That's what it is.
Yeah, they're gamers. So.
Well, as we start to get closer to the end of your season, I just want to ask you about, number one, just your confidence level as you're getting closer and closer to the end. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about your group right now?
I feel really good about the group if they stay together, take care of their bodies, don't, we always talk about tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about what anybody else does. Don't worry about what anybody else says. Just focus on what you can do. And if they do that, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. And then my final question for you is just, what about this group do you feel like makes it special enough that it can get over that hump and it can win the state title, both on the girls' side and the boys' side? Well,
one group that I didn't really mention who's been huge for us is our hurdle group.
Yeah.
Tyshawn Jones-Wade, Tyler Jones, Autumn Mundus, Hudson Lott.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about people who, and I talked about Peyton Brown. We're talking about a group of kids who are highly ranked in the state. Mm-hmm. You put our field with our hurdlers, it kind of changes the game for us.
Yeah.
And Coach Wilson, who's here tonight, he does a great job with our hurdlers.
Well, looking forward to seeing how you guys finish this season out. Really excited to see what it looks like, not just on Friday when you guys go one more time out here at Broken Arrow, but then regionals and state just around the corner. And
I can't wait.
Wish you the best of luck, man.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for coming up here. We have a couple of the athletes coming your way here in just a few moments live on Uncaged, so don't go anywhere.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Hey Tigers! Get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
Oh, I got my order wrong.
This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
not my coffee. And my friend said, oh wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap, and I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Welcome back live to Buffalo Wild Wings and the Uncaged podcast. The track and field team here in the building today. I'm Dylan Rivera. Alongside me is Peyton Brown and Victoria Porter. Excited about this conversation because you guys, man, for really just to put it in track terms, you guys are flying right now, and you guys are flying high. But Peyton, I want to start with you here because this season, it's already been so long, but you guys are getting closer to the end.
Yes.
Kind of put it into perspective, these numbers of tournaments that you guys have already been through, how have they gone for your team?
I think the past couple of track meets this entire season has been amazing for my hurdler group especially, and for the girls sprinters. I've had an amazing season developing, and I think everybody on the girls team has had an amazing time developing as an athlete as well.
I think it's been really cool to see how you guys have grown from the very beginning. As Coach Scott Wilkinson talked about, he said he saw the potential for you guys to be at the top, but it really started to come together as the season began. So how have you seen that growth throughout the years? What's really come together for your team?
I just think I've seen a lot of people take on a lot of leadership roles, and then I think I've seen a lot of people step up and get their mental right and want it a little more. I've also seen just everybody pushing each other on a team and knowing that we all want to win state this year. I think that we all have our minds set on a certain goal, so we're all locked in and ready. Yeah,
and Victoria, you're a senior, and so she talks about the leadership that goes on with this team. How have you, as a senior leader that's going to do D1 track, how have you tried to lead for this team?
Really just being there and doing what I'm supposed to do every day to show the underclassmen that this is what they need to be doing every day without being told to, without somebody having to show them.
How much fun has it been to be a part of this group? Because I go out there every now and then and I see you all, and you always feel like you guys are a tight-knit group when I see you all together.
It's been really fun, like getting to know everybody better, because I only just got here last year, but I feel like I'm pretty close with a bunch of the girls already, with only this being my second year here. So I think just everyone comes together whenever we really need to.
And you guys obviously lead by example as well. Coach Wilkinson had talked about it, the impact that you all have on the team, not from just a score standpoint, but just through your work ethic really shows. So how do you, on a tournament, on a meet day, how do you try to show the younger students, the underclassmen, the younger ones that are coming up, what it looks like to be experienced at the varsity level?
I really try not to show them my nerves, because I do have a lot of nerves on a meet day, but I know it's going to make them even more nervous if they see that I'm nervous. So I try to just like listen to my music. I like even go over to them, like sing and dance. Like try to make them know at the end of the day, this is supposed to be fun while also being competitive. So I think it's good for them to see that.
I'm glad you brought up kind of the pre-race thoughts, because that was going to be one of my questions for you all. So for you, it's listening to music and just trying to stay relaxed. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Peyton, what about for you?
You know, I'm a big person. You practice how you play. So no music. We warm up the same. We do the same thing. We keep it a routine. Nothing, you know. If I'm running fast in practice, I have no reason to run slow to me.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're in a relay and you know that baton's coming to you, or you're in the blocks and you're getting ready to take off for a sprint, what's going through your mind, Peyton?
For me, you know, I think that my coaches have done a good job of developing me so much. It feels like second nature. There's not anything that's going through my mind other than just doing my job. So,
Victoria, is it the same thing for you, or are you processing things a little bit?
It's the same, but at the same time, over and over in my head, I really think about just the things that I was doing at practice, and just if I execute it the same way, then I'm good.
Yeah. Peyton, as you guys get closer to the end of this season, there's got to be a lot of confidence in this group for where you guys are at. Being number one in the state, I think, would lend you a lot of confidence.
Yes, sir.
So just from a full team standpoint, you've got your throwers, your high jumpers, your pole vaulters, everybody in between. How do you feel about this year's group?
I'm overly confident in this year's group. I can say for a fact that there's nobody in the state of Oklahoma that's better than Broken Arrow Track and Field. So going to the state track meet over the weekend in May, you know, I'm very excited to run how I run and show these girls, like, this is the BA way.
I like that you're not afraid to talk your talk a little bit, too. That's
all.
Good. Wear the swagger on your shoulder. I like it. And then, Victoria, for you, you know, as we get closer to the state tournament, and then we get closer to the regional meet as well, and then closing things out with the, I guess, regular season with the BA Twilight meet on Friday. How excited are you just to get back into postseason track?
I'd say I'm pretty excited. In-season is definitely more fun, but postseason, I'd say, well, especially this year, postseason is going to be a bit different because I'll be leaving pretty soon.
Yeah.
So I'm really just looking forward to resting before I leave.
So it's a little bittersweet, I guess,
Yeah.
then. But from a race standpoint, does it change at all for you?
I mean, I feel like I still carry the same mindset, whether in season or out of season.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right way to go, I think,
Yeah.
is don't let the, you know, regionals in the state get to you, because it's got to be the same thing at the end of the day and run the same way. You guys have really been raising the bar for yourselves, but also for the school as you guys have been racing this year. I know there's been multiple records broken by the two of you. So, Peyton, for you, let's say you finish a race, you see you've set a new record time. How's that feel for you?
That feels amazing. For me, it's just another goalpost that gets got across, you know. I'm the type of person, I love being the underdog, so I like to move it more and more and more, so that just challenges me, that I know that I can do better and there's more potential in me.
Yeah. Victoria, for you, being a senior, getting ready to head out of here and seeing your name on the record sheets and on the walls that you guys have there in the facility, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot to me because I know that people will see that for years to come, but still, at the end of the day, I know I'm going to continue to break them more and more, because that is the goal that I have, to not just settle once I see that I did do that.
Yeah. You guys have that number one ranking next to your name. So my final question for you all is just, how do you try to put that away and continue to race your race the same way, Peyton?
That's a tough question. For me, you know, honestly, I don't think that there's anybody in the state of Oklahoma that's competing with me. So I don't think, you know, I line up next to these girls and I'm not looking left or right. You know, I'm racing me in the clock. I'm staying in my lane. It's just about me. So I push all the number one stuff aside because I'm going to stay number one at the end of the day. So I'm just trying to push my time farther and farther and make it harder for them to reach it.
I love it. Victoria, for you, how do you feel about that with the number one team ranking, just trying to go out there and do your thing?
Really just go out there and do my thing because I've been number one for like years now. I've been number one for like a couple years, so I'm used to it, and I know that there's going to be people that are trying to get up there, but I don't think they will.
Do you all feel the target on your back at all with that?
Not really.
No, not much. Okay, no pressure. Just go out there and do your thing.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. I like it. Okay. Well, we wish you the best of luck as you close out your seasons. You got regionals, you got Twilight Meet, and you got state coming your way as well. I'm not even going to say if you make it because you all are going to make it. So we will see you all there and wish you the best of luck on the rest of this season.
Thank you.
We have some of the boys coming your way here in just a moment, so don't go anywhere.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling. The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
Oh, I got my order wrong. This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
not my coffee. And my friend said, oh wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap, and I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings and the Uncaged podcast. Boys track joining me up here now. Dylan Rivera alongside Hudson Lott and Samaj Stanford. And we are excited to talk about the end of this season, but I want to go back first, and I want to talk about just how this season has fared so far for you. Hudson, I'll start with you and just how you feel like this team has progressed over the season.
I think since the start we've been doing really good, but we've tried to stay consistent through what we do. And I think it's a big part of like how we are as a program.
I'm kind of curious what a practice looks like for you all, because I'm sure a lot of it is kind of ramping up and then slowing down and making sure you're doing things right with your technique. So what does a day-to-day look like for you?
So now that it's like kind of postseason, we're kind of slowing off the like big workouts, but usually, we just go out, warm up, get a good stretch in, and then we'll do like little sprint drills and stuff, and then we'll kick into the hurdle technique and stuff like that, and then we'll just get a good workout in.
You are, as Coach Wilkinson put it to me, been one of the hammers this year for this team, is what he said. So for you, knowing that you've ran really well and you're bringing a lot of confidence to this team with how much you're capable of putting up in terms of points for the team, do you feel like there's any extra weight on your shoulders, or do you just try to go out there and run your race?
I feel like, there is that weight on your shoulder, obviously, because, you got to go perform well. But I kind of use that as my confidence, knowing that not really the team depends on me, but that I play a big part in how we do as a team. and I just gotta go out and do my thing.
Yeah, you guys both multi-sport athletes, and Samaj, you're used to being on the football field, and now you're running track over here at BA. So I want to ask you just about some of the things that are different, some of the things that translate from the football field, the stadium, over to the track.
Right. Yeah, of course with football, it's stadium. I'm used to the environment being loud, of course, but in track, I tend to get a little nervous in there because it's all quiet. It's not loud anymore. But in football, it's a team sport, but in track is really your own one, running your own race. Of course, points you need your team, but like your own race. So it's a little different, but I enjoy the competition for sure.
What's that like for you, being sort of in an individual sport that, obviously, like you said, at the end of the day, it contributes to team, but for you, you've got to run your own race. You've got to do your own thing. So how is that for you?
Right. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot, actually, depending on myself and not having to depend on anybody else. So if I lose, I got to take it to the chin I lost. And if I win, it's like, okay, you put in the work and you did it. I enjoy it a lot. So, yeah. And
the pre-race routine, what does that look like for you?
So I warm up, of course, do our regular sprint warm up. I get a little nervous. I don't talk to anybody before I get into the block, so I'll probably jump around, touch the ground a little bit, and just walk into the blocks, just get ready.
Yeah, okay, trying to loosen yourself up, shake the nerves a little bit.
Got to shake the nerves.
Hudson, what about you?
The warm-up, obviously, and then usually go over a couple hurdles, pop the AirPods in, got to get locked in with the music, and then usually just go over to the start line and get ready.
What are you listening to in the AirPods?
It just depends. Usually some hype music,
Okay.
Some little rap, some hip hop.
Something upbeat to get you going.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. For you, when you're running with the hurdles, I feel like I would not only have the physical block, but the mental block of, oh my gosh, I got to get over this thing. Are you consciously thinking about it when you're running up to each hurdle, or is it just kind of second nature? You just fly right over it?
Honestly, it's just been second nature now. Doing it so long, especially in the 110s, it's just like going. Like it's just like running to me.
Yeah.
So
I've asked the swimmers this because they're in the lane and they've got somebody next to them. How much are you noticing or paying attention to somebody next to you, or are you just focused on what you're doing?
So usually I kind of have a bad start. I'm not gonna lie.
So a little slow out of the gates, but that's okay.
Yeah. But I usually see so like in the 110s, I'll see people ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I kind of use my peripheral and just see them, and I gotta get on the gas.
Yeah.
But the threes, usually I just kind of focus on myself in that race.
So. Okay. Samaj, what about you? Are you noticing the guys around you at all?
Yeah, I kind of am like Hudson. I feel like I have a not bad start, but not up to par as like other people. So I see people get out, and seeing that kind of makes me tense up a little bit, like I got to go get it. But here recently, I've been staying more relaxed, staying more in control, and just doing my one-on part and staying relaxed and just running my own race.
One thing I think is really fun about track meets is, you run your event, you get done with your thing. There's still so many other things going on, so many of your other teammates still competing. So
right.
You get the opportunity to watch and be a fan of your teammate for a moment. So what's that like for you guys, just rooting on your teammates and then also having your teammates there rooting you on? Talk to you, Samaj.
Right, for sure, yeah. It means a lot. It means a lot having a lot of support out there when you're running out here. Everybody, let's go, Maj, especially on the 4x1, knowing that they want you to do good, and then seeing my team do good. Again, it plays a part into like football, seeing everybody do good, seeing us as one, as a team. I enjoy it a lot, seeing everybody win, everybody smiling, happy, so I enjoy it.
Hudson, are you hearing them at all, or are you kind of in the zone and blocking it out?
Yeah. Shoot, on the 4x4 sometimes I'll hear them. Coming off that backstretch, I'll hear them. But usually in the 110s, or like close distance, close meter races, I won't really hear them as much. But like the 300s is kind of when I'll hear them.
Yeah.
Coming off the curve, Coach Wilson, I can hear him a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you got to be able to at least hear your coach's voice.
Yeah.
And when you're out there running, what's he saying to you?
Usually he's like, you gotta go, Huddy. So that's when I know I got to turn it on. So
all right. Yeah. Samaj, as you guys start to get closer to regionals and to the state track meet, where's your confidence level at in the boys team as a whole?
Oh, yeah, I'm overly confident, actually. I feel like we're going to go out here and we're going to dominate the state championship. I feel like it's not even going to be close. So, yeah, I'm overly confident in my team, from the hurdle group to the sprint group to the throwers, any of that. So I'm really confident.
you guys have that number 1 ranking by your name. So I asked them, I asked Coach Wilkinson, I'll ask you guys, trying to make sure you still are focused on the target and not letting that number 1 get into your heads. Is that difficult at all for you?
I don't think so. I don't think it's difficult at all because at the end of the day, we're all trying to hit our own PRs and go run our race. So I don't feel like we get mixed up in, hey, we're number 1, we can relax. I feel like most people on our team have a go-get-it mode. Go-get-it mode, we're going to do our best as a team, so go win.
Yeah, and Hudson, I know that you've gotten some PRs this year as well, been able to set some new records for yourself. As Samaj said, you guys are racing the clock, right? So for you, what's that like when you get done with a race and you've set yourself a new time?
Feels pretty good, honestly. Last Friday, actually, at Owasso, man, I kind of got ahead of myself. I was looking at the clock a little bit, but I was super pumped. Came off the track, I was up yelling, jumping. I was like, let's go. And I saw the time on the board, and I was super stoked. So,
do you have your PRs like in your head, like knowing, okay, this is the time I've got to beat when you get started?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. Are you the same way, Simone? Yeah, you guys know it. Okay. I was just curious. I didn't know if you were running free, and then if you break it, you break it. But if you don't, you don't. But as we get closer to those final tournaments, like I said, and for you guys to be getting closer to the end, Hudson, you're a senior. So for you, you're finishing up your high school career. What does that mean to you?
It's kind of a lot, got a lot to take in, but, I just know I got to finish on a high note, and we got to go, at least win this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential across the roster for you guys to get this thing done, but I want to kind of go back to what you had talked about, Samaj, with, the throwers and then the jumpers and everybody in between. When you guys are seeing them perform, is there somebody that you just love to go see and somebody that you love to go root on, because a lot of your football teammates are out there as well?
Right, yeah. I would probably say Noah or BB. Go and see them because they compete a lot with their times in the 100. So seeing them run against each other, see who's going to get the faster time. Seeing Noah or BB go compete, and then we go talk about it at football practice or whatever. Go talk about it to the football coaches. So I'll say Noah or BB.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, the environment that you guys have over there too, because like Coach Gordon is doing both hats, and then Bo Farnell's wearing both hats.
Right.
So you got a lot of, things that bleed over from one to the other. What's that like, having that camaraderie built up at track and then carrying it over to the football facility?
Yeah, it's nice. It builds competition to the football facility too, making us live harder, making us go harder every day. They're talking about track and talking about football. So I don't know how the track goes to them talking about one-on-ones on who's going to be better, but it builds competition. So
Hudson, my final question for you all is this: I always say the what is easy, right? That's the state championship. That's your goal. That's what everybody wants. But for this team in particular, to win the state championship, what would it take?
I think everyone needs to just run their own race and try and stay consistent, and throughout everything we do, try not to get ahead of ourselves. We're all competing at the end of the day. So we just all got to work together as one and come together to meet our goal.
I said that was my final question, but I'm going to follow up with one more.
Okay.
With it being your senior year, if you were able to get over the hump and win that state championship, what would it mean to you?
Honestly, it would mean a heck of a lot to me.
Yeah.
Being my last, sport in high school, it'd mean a lot. Being able to, compete through all high school, and then finally getting the one. So
yeah, well, we hope for the best, man. Hope for the best. I hope you guys are able to do it and bring it on back to Broken Arrow, both on the girls' side and the boys' side. It'll be a lot of fun to have both the girls and boys teams bring home track state championships. But first, you got to focus on that Twilight meet on Friday, so that's where our eyes turn next. But we appreciate you guys coming in on Wednesday night here to Buffalo Wild Wings and joining us for Uncaged. And we thank you for tuning in at home. We thank everybody who came out to the event here tonight. And we will see you guys next fall. This is our final show of the spring, so we will be done for the school year, and we will see you in September.